haven't seen you in a little while. Welcome, hope you're all doing well. Yes, you saw the title of my video, Death, and what do you want after? Ooh. The reason I'm talking about this is because, yeah, I've talked to my kids about this, and let's face it, none of us are going to get to escape death, right? It's a fact of life. And I've thought about it, and I thought, you know, after I die, I do not want to be buried in a cemetery, guys. No, I don't want it. I just don't want to be buried in a cemetery. I absolutely don't. For one thing, I think it's an outrageous scam, you know, what they charge and for the whole thing, you know, for a casket, for the ceremony, for this, for that, for whatever. It's an outrageous, to me anyway, it's an outrageous waste of money, a huge waste of money. What's the point? Seriously, okay? And this comes from me, you know, my brother, my sister, my mother, my father are all buried together. They were all cremated and they're all together on the, you know, wall there. And I don't visit them. I do not visit them. I went this past Christmas Eve with my son Nathan. I decided I hadn't been there in years, and I thought, let's go, just to go. I'm so sorry I went. It was so depressing. It was just so depressing. It was like, oh my God, there they are. There's their name, their birth date, their death date, their whatever. No, I do not. Once I'm gone, I do not want my kids or anybody who thinks of me, I don't want them going to a graveyard to visit me. While we were there, you know, it was so sad to see so many people, you know, at the graves. And although the cemetery looked beautiful because they decorated it for Christmas, it was just so sad to see all the people there. Just, oh, it just saddened me. And, you know, I talked to my mom and dad and brother and sister for a few minutes, and it brought me to tears. And I'm like, oh man, I'm not going back there. I don't get that whole thing. And for those of you that say, well, it's a place for us to go and, you know, maybe talk to our loved ones, whatever. Why do it in a place filled with sorrow? That's my view. That's my personal view. It's a place filled with sorrow. When I used to visit their graves years ago, you know, you hear the people crying, you hear people talking to their loved ones, and they're saying all kinds of, you know, whatever. And I'm not going back. I'm not going back to see my parents or siblings' graves. I have no reason to go there. It was very depressing. I had to really push that out of my mind Christmas Eve. It was like, oh man, I wish I wouldn't have done that. I just had to push it out, like, nope, that's not the memories I wanted my mom and my dad and my brother and sister. No, I don't want my memory to be seeing their name, birth date, and death date. That's not what I want. I want to think of the times in life that were good, the bad times, the good times, all the times. I want to think of them, not this place where it's nothing but death and people that are there that are sad or crying or whatever. That's not what I want. You know, especially my kids, if they you know, after I die, I told them, I don't want to be cremated and put into an urn to be put in a wall. I mean, that's ridiculous. What? All of this is such a money scam. They turned death into one of the most lucrative things on this earth. In this country, anyway. Very lucrative. Oh my gosh. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars spent. For what? Seriously, I mean, and this is my view. I know a lot of you may feel differently, but this is my personal view of, for what? Thousands of dollars spent to put someone in a coffin, if you're going to be put in a coffin, to be put down into the ground, and what happens to that coffin and to you? You rot away. The coffin rots away. Put in the ground, never to be seen again. That coffin is not going to be seen again, and that coffin isn't, you know how they line it all plush with like pillow and satin and all this, and it's like, are you serious? This person is dead. Their body is going to do nothing but decompose, let's be frank here, rot away in this luxurious, most people don't even have a bed as luxurious as a coffin. I mean, let's get real here. And for what? To drop it into the ground, never to be seen again. Never to be seen again. How insane is that to spend thousands on that? Or to be put into an urn and stuck in the wall behind this whatever, never to be seen again. No. I told my kids when my time comes, which let's face it, we're all going to get there, so there's no point in acting like, oh, this is such a sad and macabre thought. No, it's not. It's reality. I mean, when my time comes, I told my kids, have me cremated and let my ashes blow in the wind. I want to be free. I want to be free. I have this vision, guys. I swear to you. I know you'll probably think it's crazy, but I think we all have all kinds of thoughts about when we die, what happens, what have you. And I picture being stuck in this little urn inside that thing in the wall. And I'm like, let me out of here. How do I get out of here? I want to get out of here. Which I know isn't the case. Or being in a coffin underground, like, oh my God, you know. There's more room in a coffin so the spirit can walk around in there, you know. I don't know. I just have this thought of, I do not want to be put in some container and buried or put behind a wall. No, thank you. Let my ashes just blow to the wind and I'll be free as a bird. I'll be free as a bird. My spirit will be free to go wherever I want to. And I know you might think that's crazy, but I do. I sometimes think, none of us know. None of us know what happens after we die. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody actually knows. You only believe what you've been taught through religion or through your family or through some spiritual belief or whatever you've just chosen to believe. But nobody knows. Nobody actually knows what happens. And so in my mind, I'm like, I just want to be free. Throw my ashes, if there's anything left to those ashes, if there's any energy of mine left to those ashes, let them be free to the wind to go. Just to go. I can go wherever I want. I can cruise the plane, this Earth's plane. I don't know. I just can't see. To me, it is such an outrageous waste of money. I want my kids to have me cremated, throw my ashes to the wind, go somewhere and have dinner, you know. Talk about mom, however, the good and the bad, you know. But yeah, I just, and I don't want them going to a graveyard. My kids or my grandkids or whatever, I don't want them going to a graveyard. It's, ooh, to me that's just so creepy. I just don't want that. I just don't want them wasting any money on all this outrageous stuff. I mean, I was looking at it one time online. I was looking at coffins just out of curiosity, thinking about all this, and I thought, I cannot believe what they charge. Oh my goodness, it is outrageous what they charge to put you in a fabulous container that's satin lined with pillows and puffy inside, nice and comfy as though you're going to feel it, to be put down in the ground and rot. I mean, I'm sorry guys, this is just a thought that has come to my mind. What do you want? What do you want it done when you die? Do you want to be buried? Do you want to be cremated? What do you want? Not me. And the thought of being put into a coffin. Well, we know what happens to the body after death, right? Not a pretty thought or sight. No thanks. No thanks. Don't Don't want that thought either. Just, cremate, let those ashes fly free to the wind, and and that's it. And for those of you who say, yeah, but it's a place to go and visit my mom or dad or whatever, you're not visiting them. They're gone. They're gone. And if you want some kind of a little place to honor somebody, or you want somebody to have a little place to honor you, instead of going through all that funeral ceremony and burial and cemeteries and all that, make a little place in your home. Make a spot in your home. Put up the pictures of your mom and your dad or brother, or sister, or cousin, friend, whoever, and make it like a little altar for them, so that if you want to go visit and talk to them, you have a nice private little place where you're comfortable and you can have a chat with them if that's what you want to do. I don't see the reason to go to a cemetery full of just surrounded by death. I really don't, guys. That's just my personal, my personal view. I know everybody has a different thought about death and what, afterwards. But, I mean, let's just say we do have something. Let's say we were able to, I don't know, see something after we die or whatever. I want to be able to come visit my kids, in spirit form. Hey, look at my kids, whatever, I don't want my after-death home to be a cemetery full of dead people. No, I don't. I just don't. I want to be free as a bird. I really do. And I thought, because I've thought about it, I thought, gosh, the expense of it all it's just, I can't believe what it's been turned into. It's been turned into an absolute nightmare of finances, of money, greedy people out there. Let's make this fancy box that they're going to put in the ground to rot away, and let's charge them thousands of dollars. Let's put them in an urn to sit in the wall forever. And then the thing of it is once a person dies, let's be honest here, as time passes, you're not forgotten, but you're not a part of a person's everyday life anymore. You're just not. You'll be remembered, like I remember my dad, my brother, my sister, my mom. I remember them. But they're not part of my thought every day in the way of consuming my thoughts every day. You know what I mean? It's like after time passes, like I say, you're not forgotten, but you're not in their life in the way you were when you were alive. So I want my kids and grandkids to remember me as I was alive. I don't want them going to a cemetery and looking up at that or down at that on the ground. I don't want that. I want them to think of the good things, some good times or funny times or whatever. I don't want them going there and being surrounded by sorrow and sadness. And that's what it is. And then if you do, no, baby, stop. If you do walk around a cemetery, that's so depressing too. You see children's graves, you see young people, you see the age of, or the date from when they were born and when they die, and it's like, what do? Oh my God, that's so sad. Oh my God, that little boy was only 4. Oh my God, that was just a baby. No, I don't want that to be where I'm at. I don't want that to be where I'm at in any way, shape, or form. I want my kids to, and grandkids maybe get together after I die, have a nice dinner, or maybe a little reception at one of their homes or something like that, or maybe go someplace to have a little reception of, just to reminisce and talk. And I don't want it to be a thing of, I think about the church part of it. where, oh, I don't know, where everybody's doing the eulogy and all that, and it's like, oh man, no, 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 what, no, just burn get the ashes and blow them away, and then go have a great meal and laugh and talk about whatever, make fun of me, you know, or talk about whatever. But I don't know, guys, what do you want? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever stopped to think about the whole death process, what all is involved, and why? I mean, I know that, you know, burying people was, you know, it's oh, you know, respect, you know, give them, what is it, rest in peace. That you're not resting in peace in a box in the ground. You're gone. Your alive part is gone. You don't know that you're in a box resting in peace. I'm sorry, I just don't see the point of it. I really don't. It's like they have these burials now where people are just put into the ground to decompose back into the earth, which makes sense. It's like, why? The more I thought about it, the more I really looked into it and was reading about it, I thought, oh my gosh, this is such a huge expense. And man, they suck people in with that whole emotional thing, you know. Oh, wouldn't you want your mother or your father, whoever, in this beautiful casket? This is one of our finest in our line. It is so gorgeous. Yeah, for what? For people to view for a few minutes, a matter of minutes at some ceremony at the cemetery as it sits above a hole in the ground, and then when the ceremony's over, down it goes to rot for all eternity. It is insane to me. That's truly insane to me. I don't, no. I'm sorry. They suck people in. They really suck you in. Even in the terms of an urn. Oh my gosh, you know. Buy a beautiful urn to have the ashes in. What for? Who the heck wants ashes of? I don't. I love my mother, father, brother, and sister, but I don't want any of their ashes around me. Ooh, no. Ooh, that gives, just the thought of that gives me the willies. No, that's not them. They're gone. That's not a part, that's me. I know some of you may think differently, so don't be offended, but that's just me. Those ashes are not my family anymore. That's the remnants of the body when it's burned. That's all. Let's put it that way. That's not my family. So no, I don't want their ashes around. Just like my dogs. When my dogs died, I didn't have them cremated and put in an urn to keep around. Oh, no. Ooh, that just gives, just the thought of that gives me the willies. Every time I would walk by that urn of my dog's ashes, I'd be like, oh my God, my little Capone is in there. Oh my God, that's what's left of my kitty. Oh my God, my Elvira. Oh my God. No, I don't want that. I want to look at pictures of my little dogs and remember how much I love them and how cute they were and the videos I have of them. That's what I want to look at. I don't want to look at something that's containing their death. No thanks. So I kind of feel the same way about a human. No thank you. No, I will not allow myself to be sucked into, or my family be sucked into that whole emotional gripping thing of, oh, have that beautiful casket and that beautiful urn and that beautiful spot in the cemetery. like you're gonna know, right? Find that beautiful spot under the tree, near the bench. No, I'm sorry. I just don't get it. I really, really don't. And one of my sons said the same thing when I was talking about, well, just not too long ago. He's like, nah, I'd just throw my ashes in the mountains, you know. And my son Josh, he was like, throw my ashes in the mountains. Yeah, you know. No, I don't want my kids wasting a dime on all that that whole process. No. I don't want some church thing either. I don't want any of that. It's just everybody sitting around depressed and crying. I don't want that. It's like, when my time comes, guys, go get me cremated. Then you all get together and find a really cool place to just throw my ashes to the wind, and then go have a great meal. Because when it's over, it's over. I don't know that I'm lying in some beautiful cemetery in a shady spot under a beautiful oak tree. Oh, it's so wonderful. I don't know that. I wouldn't know that. I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be totally gone. And it astounds me. It astounds me how death was turned into such a massive money-making scheme. I mean, massive. They really know how to pull on those heartstrings, right? They know how to get you. They know how to make you feel like you gotta have this great, gorgeous, beautiful casket. Because after all, who wouldn't want a beautiful casket to rot in the ground with? I mean, that's just so logical, isn't it? It's like, and all the space it takes up, all these cemeteries all over, and what's in them? Nobody, in terms of who's dead. Nobody. They're gone. Whatever happens to us after we die, we're gone. What's left behind is all these caskets under the ground rotting, and all those urns sitting up in those niches in the wall, right? I mean, for what? That's just my view, guys. I get no comfort. I will never, 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 never go back to visit my mom, dad, brother, and sister. It was so depressing Christmas Eve. It's not something I want in my mind. I had that image of their info on the, the wall, how they do when you get put in the wall with your urns. I had kind of put that image away. It was like, ugh, I hated seeing it. Then we go on Christmas Eve. I don't know why I decided to do that after so many years, and I regretted it. It was like, I wish I had never done that. I didn't want to see, and it looks sad. It just looks so sad to see them, all that up there. It was so sad. To me, it just made me think of their death. That's what going to a cemetery does to me, for me. And I'm sure if people are honest, them too. You go to a cemetery and what are you thinking of? Death. You're thinking of death of that loved one, that friend, that whatever. That's all you're thinking of, is the death of that person when you're there. You can't help it because you're in a place where everybody's dead. So don't tell me, oh, I don't do that. I go and I visit my mom and dad and I talk to them. No, you have to think of their death because that's where you're at, where they're buried now that they're dead. So yeah, no, I don't want that. I don't want that to be how my kids or my grandkids or anybody that cares about me to remember me. I want them to remember me alive and maybe look at pictures or whatever. But no, I don't want their image of me to be that sad, sorrowful place in a graveyard. And let's face it, if graveyards are haunted, I don't want to be messing with no ghosts that I have to fight. I don't want to be messing with any spirits. Get out of here! This is my plot. You go. I want nothing to do with you. I don't like you. You're a mean spirit. Now go away. And you're surrounded by hundreds of them. Or you're in your little thing in the wall in your urn. And there's somebody knocking on the outside. Shut up already. It echoes in here. Quit knocking. I mean, really. It's just ridiculous. I mean, it's a fact of life that we're all going to go through it. We're all going to die. We don't get to escape it. And I do not want my family to fall into the expense of what they've turned dying into. The outrageous sickening expense of dying. I think it's pathetic and I think it's awful. And I don't want all that sadness in a church, you know, where everybody's, no, I don't want any of that. I want them, if they're going to cry, maybe come together in one another's home, cry, talk, get it out, but not that whole church scene. And I don't want that whole graveyard thing either, the cemetery where everybody's gathered around and everybody's crying, or it's just a sad, depressing. I don't want that. No, no. I just want to be ashes to the wind. That's what I want. And then they can think of me however they want, because after I'm cremated, just have them put my ashes in a box. Take them a box and say, put them in here. Don't spend money on a frickin' urn for what? Just put them in a box and then go somewhere and scatter them. It's not me anymore. I'm gone. I'm history. So yeah, guys, just had to, it was on my mind. I've thought about it off and on, you know, as I watch different videos of people and they talk about death and dying as you get older and that kind of stuff. And yeah, no, I do not want my family to fall into that hole, suck you dry of your money so that you can put everything in the ground to rot or behind a wall to sit for eternity. No, it's insane. Anyway, guys, just a thought. What are your thoughts? What do you want? What are your plans for afterwards? Yeah, I'd rather my family sit around having a good meal, go someplace nice, have a nice meal, my kids and grandkids, and have a nice meal together and just talk about whatever. You know, that's what I'd like. None of that, other stuff. No, no, no. Come here, baby girl. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Yes. And Lily agrees. Pixie is over there. She doesn't want to come. She's too comfy on a blanket on a nice cold day today. But Lily says, listen to my mom. She knows what she's talking about. And I wouldn't want those other dogs' ashes around here anyway. I'm here now. So anyway, guys, think about it. Think about the expense. Think about the ridiculous amount of expense to be put in the ground, to never have that casket seen again, to never look at that urn again. It's all over and done when we're done. So might as well be dust in the wind. Talk to you later, guys. Have a good one.